Fritz, I have dug up all of my successful therapeutic techniques, but my clients still don't have the results. Help. All right, let's talk about this. Not a lot of people are gonna like what I have to say here, but it needs to be said. I am going to read that again. Okay, I'm going to read that again. I have dug up the most successful therapy tech. Oops, that's me. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to read that again. I have dug up all of my successful therapeutic techniques and it's still not working. I'm still not getting my clients' results. That is the problem. And I know, what the fuck, right? What is wrong with this? Okay. This is coming from a place of service. This is coming from really wanting the results for the client. So there's really nothing wrong with that. That's not what's wrong with it. What is problematic thing and a self-inflicted thing that a lot of coaches and hypnotherapists do, and I was victim to this at one point, is thinking that it is going to be our techniques that is going to fix our client or going to help our clients with their transformations. No, 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 no. And again, this is very, very different from what you've learned because you've learned the traditional script-based stuff. You've learned techniques. That's why these methods exist, right? Because there has to be a technique in order for us to help someone. And of course, principles are important and they do need to be in place. But there's a difference between using principles that are going to be helpful for the client versus using a technique that fits a client in a box. So this is the problem here. Digging up successful therapy techniques. If that technique was successful, it would have worked with that client too, right? So this is the thing, relying on techniques themselves, although it can be good for a majority of clients, it's not going to fit all clients because all people in the world are different, right? We know this. And so how do we get out of this, right? How do we get out of this seemingly huge hamster wheel that we have difficulty getting out of as practitioners and seeking the next new method, seeking the next shiny objects, seeking the next belief coding, seeking the next thing, the trauma-informed course to really help us with our clients? What can help us here? And what can help you if you've also thought of, oh my God, I've tried everything and it's not working? Well, first off, what you want to do is take a pause and pay the fuck attention to the client in front of you. Instead of placing your attention on the techniques and finding more and preparing so much for your sessions, why don't you just pause and become curious instead with the person in front of you, your client? Explore what they have to say. Motherfucking listen to your client because I will bet you 100% of the time, if you took the time to really pay attention to the client, to be curious and to listen to them, that your results are going to skyrocket. And so this is really the biggest thing that a lot of coaches say they do, but not. And again, like I said, I was part of this too. But if we become more curious, if we actually just pause and really pay attention to the client in front of us without having that agenda or detachment of what the transformation is going to look like and just allowing for the process to just happen, that is when rapid results happen. That is when you get more solid, consistent results because you are paying attention to the person in front of you instead of thinking, what switch pattern do I use? How can I associate and disassociate my client with this? What hypnotic suggestion should I give? What language pattern? Like that is too much fucking work. And instead, real therapeutic results are all about paying attention to the client in front of you. So if you're someone who just dug up all your techniques and you're like, I have a session with my client in like the next few days and I'm stressing, pause. And the next time you come into your session, pretend that you don't know this person at all, that you haven't had however many sessions you've had. If you've had 3 sessions with your clients already and it's your fourth, go into your session pretending that you do not know anything about a person and all you're doing is just extracting information and getting more investigatory with your question. Think of it as like you're running an experiment, right? Like a fun little experiment, and all you're doing in your session is gathering data because that is it. We know that the unconscious mind is extremely, extremely smart if we know how to work with it. And one of the best ways you can work with the unconscious mind is listen to that unconscious mind, listen to the client in front of you, because then that unconscious mind will trust you and will be more likely to actually give you the information that you're looking for or the client needs in order for them to resolve their problem. And so the next time, go into your session, pretend that you don't know, you're gathering data. That's it. You are gathering data, and once enough data has been gathered in your sessions, that is when that is when your client is going to resolve the problem because they have the data to actually solve their problem. They've done it their whole lives, right? So why are you stressing yourself as a practitioner when you know that the client will resolve the problem? Now, this is a skill set. This is a skill set because we have been taught the opposite way. And this is a skill set that I teach, something completely different from everything else. Not many people actually teach this, which is why the results is a lot better because it actually is using the client in front of us. And so the next time you go into your session, pretend that you don't know the person, have fun with it, like chill. Chill, have fun with it, have a very casual approach because that casualness is what's going to help your client to open up and it just becomes more therapeutic if you don't have the pressure on yourself because your client will feel that unconsciously, of course, right? Like we know when someone's tense, we know unconsciously that someone's stressed out. So if you are stressed out, your client is going to stress out as well, and you're less likely to help that client gain a therapeutic effect if you yourself are stressed out. And so if you want to see this in action, I do host bi-weekly and fortnightly free-flowing hypnosis trainings. And so if you want to see this, this is at this moment in time, no cost. And so if you want to sign up and RSVP, comment free flow below to grab your spot. It is limited every bi-weekly. And so you want to grab your spot as soon as you can, comment free flow to actually attend these trainings to see exactly what I'm talking about. It is a lot more powerful that way. And the next time you feel that pressure on yourself, ground yourself using your own practices. Remember that it's not about you. Pay the fuck attention to the client in front of you and just watch your results skyrocket.